Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back with the next review of the Terror in the Aisles challenge. This time, Jason and I watched Friday the 13th, Part 2. I don't want to scare anyone, but I'm gonna give it to you straight about Jason. Friday the 13th, Part 2 is a 1981 horror film, and in my opinion, it's the greatest 80s slasher film ever made. I've said it before, and I'll say it again in this video. Friday the 13th Part 2 is the ultimate 80s slasher. It has everything you could possibly want in a slasher. An iconic killer in the introduction of the adult Jason Voorhees. A great camp setting, including a memorable campfire scene. Unique kills with a variety of weapons. The ever so appreciated gratuitous nudity. And one of the best final girls in slasher movie history. Again, all in my opinion. I much prefer Friday the 13th Part 2 to the original. Like I said, this is my personal favorite 80s slasher film. This sequel is set 5 years after the original. A new group of counselor trainees is opening a camp, not far from Camp Crystal Lake, or Camp Blood. And even though it's been 5 years since the events of the first film, stories of what happened still circulate. What really happened to Jason Voorhees is the biggest mystery of all. Rumor has it, although they said he drowned, his body was never found. Many believe he's still alive, in fact, and watched his mother beheaded in the first Friday the 13th movie. Sure enough, that's the case with Friday the 13th Part 2. Jason is very much alive. And so, one by one, the counselors and others are picked off. I know some people take issue with this one because Jason doesn't have his hockey mask yet. I honestly couldn't care less. I like Baghead Jason, as he's called. He's creepier, in a way. I mean, the hockey mask is iconic now, but when you really think about it, isn't it sort of stupid? Like, why a hockey mask? And I'm not saying I don't like it because it is iconic. But why do we like it? Of all the options they had, it somehow worked, but hey. Other than that though, Jason in Part 2 really is different. He's much more like a human being in this. He's not big or unstoppable, and I actually like that because it makes it real. Part 2 may be the only one not featuring some sort of supernatural element in the franchise. It's just a straight, maniacal killer in the woods slasher film. Ginny, as I mentioned, is a fantastic final girl. She runs, hides, and fights. Not only that, she uses her intelligence to fool Jason. She's the whole package, and everything you could want in a final girl. Part 2 also features the return of Crazy Ralph. And I love that there are so many new characters in the sequel, many of whom don't die. Even still, the movie has a decent body count. I love that tagline of this one too. The body count continues. So simple, yet effective. I really like the look of the camp in Part 2, and I really like the look of Terry in her skinny dipping scene. Gotta love gratuitous nudity in an 80s slasher. The characters are quirky and fun, without being too over the top. It has just the slightest amount of cheese, as compared to other slasher films from that time. It's weird how Friday the 13th Part 2 is extremely comforting for both me and Jason. There really must be something wrong with us. This may be in the top 5 horror movies I've watched most in my life. I watch this movie a lot. It's my go-to Friday the 13th. I could rave on and on and on about it, but you get the point. Friday the 13th Part 2, in my opinion of course, is the greatest 80s slasher film. Wow, I got so caught up in my love for this film that I forgot to mention it's obviously featured in Terror in the Isles. What's exciting about it is it's heavily featured in Terror in the Isles. There are a lot of scenes from Friday the 13th Part 2 shown. It's also one of the very first to be shown in Terror in the Isles. Oddly, more footage from the sequel is featured than the original Friday the 13th. To me, that makes sense. Part 2 is better. Then again, of course it's better. It's the best. And another really good 80s slasher film released the same year as Friday the 13th Part 2 is The Burning, my relatable recommendation. Many believe The Burning should have become a franchise, even instead of Friday the 13th. I don't agree with that. I say, why not both? I do feel the Cropsey Maniac, the killer in The Burning, deserved some sequels. This is another really good camp slasher with lots of familiar faces, including a very young George Costanza, Jason Alexander. And this is a very rare VHS tape. The Burning is absolutely a fantastic 80s slasher film, but it's no Friday the 13th Part 2. The best. What do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. And please be sure to check out Jason's review, although I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you the same thing. I'm gonna give it to you straight about Jason. He agrees. It's the best 80s slasher film. What will we watch and review next, though, for the Terror in the Isles challenge? Check back soon to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind, subscribe.